if you are on, let me know that you are on by giving me a thumbs up or a hearts or something. I'm gonna give it a minute till a couple people get on that I could see that are on. So give me a thumbs up or a hearts. Let me know that you are on. Good morning, everybody. I'm excited to speak today on something that has been on my mind and heart. All right, I see more are coming on, so we'll just wait another minute. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Give it one more minute. Hi. I'm a little nervous. All right, we will get started because this is recorded, so I'm sure lots will be watching the recording. So good morning, happy Saturday. I am excited to speak to you guys today on this beautiful morning. Something that has been weighing on my heart, something that's been on my mind. I actually just thought of this maybe a week ago, just gathering my thoughts, because I thought, like, how can I top what has already been, spoken on? There's so many amazing leaders, and they've shared so many valuable things. So, like, what can I possibly share? But this is so perfect because this relates to my story and what I've been through on this journey. So, and I think this relates to everybody's journey. So I'm going to get into it. I'm not going to really share too much about how I got started with Beachbody, but I want to share, like, why I joined Beachbody. So, 3.5 years ago, that's how long I've been a coach. My family was struggling. We were in debt. We were working really hard. I was a hairstylist. I did hair for 10 years, and it just was hard. I mean, my girls were in diapers, both of them, and my husband was working. He's a master boat mechanic at Bass Pro, and it just was not easy. I mean, I call the way that we were living a rat race because, he would work and I was working full time, and then I had these two girls at home in diapers. I wanted to do hair at home, so I made that happen, but life was crazy. And I felt like I was settling. I felt like I lost my passion. I felt like I was missing something, yet it was supposed to be such a beautiful time in my family's life where, we had these two beautiful girls, and I felt like something was missing. I felt like, my family was made for more. I felt that, there was more for us out there. And so, when Beachbody came along, I saw this as, the outlet, the way that we can get ahead and move our life forward. And I just saw the opportunity as soon as I fell in love with Shakeology and Insanity, and I needed it at the time. And so I just ran. I got to work. I bust my butt for a while, and it paid off. I mean, we're living this amazing life 3.5 years later, and I could look back and say it was worth it. And I went to lunch with Christina yesterday, and she's the one who brought it up. Like, she was saying, it's so crazy because your life is so different now. Your life 3.5 years ago from, where you were to where you are now, it just looks different. Like, I was standing most days doing hair, unhappy, faithless, stressed out, and now it's just crazy. I'm home with my girls. I get to drive them to school, pick them up, be present, just live this life that I never thought was possible. But it was during those hard times, during this journey and in my life, that I stayed focused on that why for starting, that it got me to where I am now. And the topic that I'm sharing is that, and I think why it's so heavy on my heart and why it drives me absolutely crazy when I see coaches let life get in the way of, this business and the reason why they started. Because I haven't had it easy, and I think it's so easy, to look at a coach that has all this success and say, well, maybe she's just lucky or she has it good, but it's actually the opposite. I've actually worked so hard that I've had more failures than most people, and the same for all the elite coaches. We've had more people say no to us, we've had more objections, we've had more people drop out, we've had life happen to us, and we've made more sacrifices. We just work 10 times harder. So some things that I just want to share that have happened to me during this journey, because a lot of you don't see all this stuff, is that, it was maybe a little bit over a year into this business, my father passed away. And it was hard. It was the hardest time in my life. And, this was right before my first summit. And, like 4 or 5 months leading up to that, I was driving like an hour away to West Palm Beach. I'm in Pembroke Pines, so that was an hour drive every 3 or 4 days to be by his bedside, to be in and out of rehab centers, to be there for my stepmother. And despite all of that, I was still getting Success Club. I was still recruiting coaches. I brought my laptop, to the hospital for the whole time that he was there and the times that I went, and I made sure that I plugged in because I knew deep down like why I was doing this. I had that strong reason for this, and it was hard. Like, it was so hard, and it just makes me realize that so many people are so quick to put this business on the side burner when life happens. But like, you need to realize that those are the times to lean in, just like Christina and Becky said at Summit. And I love that they said that. That was like a little aha moment. You have to lean into your problems, lean into things happening in your life, and it only grows you and elevates you even more. So that was a really hard time, but actually moved my business forward like so much faster than I had ever done over the past 3.5 years. And it was during that time, because I felt like it was my therapy, it was my outlet to plug in. It was a positive source of encouragement for me, the community. And going back to even before that, time and money, before I started working really hard, I had everything against me before I started this journey. I just decided that I had a strong why, and that I was going to get through whatever was going to come my way. So that was one thing. The second thing was a big move, right? Thanks to Beachbody, we were able to save, a great chunk of money to put a down payment on this house that we're in now. This is our second home. And we had to move back home with my parents for 4 months. We packed up all our furniture, all our stuff, and put it in my mother's living room. And let me tell you, it was hard. That was crazy times, and I still got Success Club, I still recruited, I still moved this business forward, and doubled my income from the first summit. So that was, again, a year later to the second summit. And Justin was driving an hour to work. By the time he got home, he was tired and cranky. The girls were driving me crazy at my mom's. Like, we were butting heads just being there. It was crazy, but yet I was still moving this business forward. So despite a loss in my family, despite a move, right, I still move my business forward. And I share these things openly, and I share that I've had a lot of failures and a lot of disappointments in life, because it just drives me bonkers crazy to see coaches just let this business go on the back burner when just something so small happens in their life. And I can't understand it. And especially reading The Magic of Thinking Big, that book changed a lot for me also. And it's all about excuses and, expanding your mind to think bigger, that no matter what happens, like, you're gonna pursue whatever you set out to do. So I highly recommend that book. But I'll never forget too, I mean, when I started this journey, I was so inspired by Christina. She got up at like 4:30 in the morning to make this happen, despite being a lawyer, right? Despite being a partner at a law firm and having a family and, driving an hour away for work. She made this happen. One of my coaches who, man, she just brings me to tears because of her story. She is a single mom now. She just went through a divorce, and she is one of my top coaches. She's one of the top earners out of, over 1,000 coaches on my team. She has 2 kids. She has such a strong why to move out and get a condo on the beach, retire her teaching career, and everything just keeps smacking her in the face, and she just keeps going forward that much faster. She gets Success Club 20 plus every month. She is making well over $1,500 a week. She's proof that anybody can do this. Another one, you guys know Shannon Leach. She was the top Success Club earner in all of Diesel Nation. She got Success Club 46 last month, and then Success Club 8 in her husband's account. She just had a baby 1 month ago. She has a brand new newborn baby at home, and she's still making this happen. She just went through a move also right before the baby was born. And it's her income is outrageous too. It just shows that no matter what is going on in your life, you can make this happen. And I think it was Kara that said this on a team call. There's always going to be somebody that's busier than you. There's always going to be somebody that has more kids or 2 jobs or going to school or life happening, and they are the ones that are making this happen. They're the ones that are hungry for success. There's always going to be someone out there that's willing to go and make it happen. So that always stuck in my head, and I think I've heard it somewhere else also, that no matter what happens, there's someone that's going to go out there and make it happen no matter what. And I read Failing Forward with John Maxwell, and that book also was mind-blowing to me because it made me realize in the beginning of this journey, and especially if you're going for this big team leader, diamond goal and beyond, that the more failure you have thrown in your face, the more obstacles that you have thrown at you, the more you're going to be successful, because you're just going to say, bring it failure, bring it everything. You're just going to be able to find ways around, and successful people find solutions. They find a way, a little tiny path out of nowhere, and they just make their way around, and they just keep going with full force. So that always stuck with me. And during the times, the hardest times in my life and during this journey, I've actually grown, and it's made me the person that I am now. And if I didn't go through maybe the death of my father and, that move, or just, all the failure that has happened with people saying no to me on this journey, I probably wouldn't be as strong in my character and integrity as strong as I am right now. It's only elevated myself and who I am. So I always think we go through things for a reason. There's things that I feel like God puts us through to shape and mold us to who we are supposed to be or who we're going to be. So this is just all part of the journey, but you gotta be okay with things happening. So this is where this topic really came up with Summit. I just left this past Summit, and I got back, I scheduled one-on-one calls with my coaches, right? And I can't even tell you, I'd say 80% of them just said they had life that happened to them. They didn't really want to set goals. They were taking a step back. And let me tell you, I was choked up because they were so inspired in the moment. They were so motivated at Summit. They were, they told me these crazy goals. They wanted to be a 5-star Diamond Elite coach the next Summit that they wanted to come back to. And I couldn't believe that I got back and I took the time to do one-on-one calls with everyone. And most of them being honest, said that life, happened, and, they want to reevaluate where they are. And I was like, are you serious? My first Summit, do you understand all that I was going through? It was crazy. That first Summit changed my life. You're supposed to be on fire. You're supposed to be so motivated. And after that first Summit, I came back and I was making more than I was doing hair. And so the second summit, the same thing. And then of course we just had our third summit, but I saw the last two summits in a different perspective. I saw it like I was a leader, I had my coaches there, and it was a different dynamic. And I realized that so many coaches are so easy to let this go, something so valuable and such a blessing that we have in our hands, when this can completely change your life. I mean, life happens, right? Life happens, and I know I'm not the only example. There's so many other, I bet every single one of you guys have life happening right now. Something happening, right? With work, with maybe your spouse, maybe with money, maybe with an illness. I mean, we all have something going on. No one is living this perfect life, you know? And just drives me crazy. See why I wanted to do a call on it? I feel like I need to let it out, the therapy. But I feel too that it's really saying that, you know, that you're taking a step back. Someone said that. I feel like I know, you know, there's so many different quotes out there. I can never quote the person, but you're saying that you're taking a step back from working on yourself, because really as coaches, you know, we eat healthy, we work out, we share this amazing opportunity, and I feel like you're working on yourself. And if you're not working on yourself, what the heck are you doing? You know? And my coach Farron said that. What are you doing if you're not working on yourself? And so you're basically saying your why isn't worth it. So all those coaches that said to me they had the strongest why and they were going to set those big audacious goals, well, when they got back and they said they're taking a step back, well, basically their why wasn't worth it. So I want you to think about that. You know, think about why you started this. I'm like a huge why advocate, and it really all goes back to that. So hold on, let me get water. So talking about going above and beyond, that's what I named this call. Despite your circumstances, despite whatever is going on in your life, I'm going to share with you some ways that I have gone above and beyond in my business. And kind of course, you've heard a lot of these, but just give you a different perspective, you know, coming from somebody else, and maybe these are ways that can help you and your business. And I want you to think of this in this analogy. You know, you're going to do more than expected to get better results, just like a health transformation, right? I know a lot of you are on your transformation journey, or you have been through a transformation. I've seen so many coaches, right, on our team. You have lost 30, 40, 50 pounds. I know a lot of my coaches have over the course of this 3.5 years. And you know, it's just like this business, right? You start, you know, you plan your meals, you set your workouts every day, and this is like your baby, right? Your transformation. This is important to you. You have a strong why and belief why you're going to do this. And you start, right? You start your transformation, and guess what? Life starts happening. Life gets in the way, and guess what? You didn't, right? If you did have a transformation, you didn't put it on the side. You had a strong reason for doing that transformation, whether it was to have more energy, to reverse a health issue, to feel good with your spouse, right? Those are some strong reasons why you got through that transformation, because that transformation was not easy. You had to wake up early. You had to sacrifice your time. You were dying, right? At certain points of your workouts, you wanted to quit. You felt like giving up, throwing in the towel. I feel like this business is just like a health and fitness transformation. Life is going to get in the way. Things are going to happen. But you need to remember why you're doing this, why you're in this, not let anything distract you, because you have a goal, right? You have this big vision and this big goal to get to, and it's waiting for you. It's just a matter of you putting in the work, working really hard to get that transformation, to get you to where you want to be. So a couple practical ways that you can go above and beyond in your business that can really transform your business. I went back and I said, what did I do? What value can I share with them, you know, to add value to their business and their life like it has for me. So the first one was getting out of my comfort zone. In the beginning, this was hard for me. I didn't do all the things other coaches were doing. I was afraid because I didn't believe in myself. And thanks to my coach for instilling belief in me, and through personal development and all that great stuff, I started to believe in myself and believe that this was possible. So, in the beginning, if I can go back, I would do more opportunity calls. I would get out of my own way. I would, do the things that made me uncomfortable. And so I started doing those things. And when I started doing those things is when my business started to propel forward. I started to realize if I want to be a 5-star diamond elite coach one day and make a substantial income, I'm going to need to do all of those things that are going to make me uncomfortable. I'm going to need to do opportunity calls. I'm going to need to host trainings. I'm going to need to do things like this that I don't like doing, but I know that it's going to get me one step further. So getting out of your comfort zone can change your business. Okay, so go look up what a 5-star. I thought we lost connection. Oh no. Look up what a 5-star diamond coach does and start doing those things. And so I knew that I needed to step it up, do what a 5-star diamond does, and I filled those shoes. I became a 5-star diamond. I believed in myself. I got to work and I knew I could do it. The second one is Success Club. Of course, we all know that, but I just want to share with you guys because Success Club is real. You can make a crazy income and it's all from getting Success Club. Okay, good. My highest earners on my team, out of over 1,000 coaches, there's like 3 of them. They're making $1,000, $1,500, and $2,000 a week. And they are the only 3 that get Success Club 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40 a month. Those are the coaches. They're going above and beyond the norm, okay? So, and if you guys haven't known or heard the statistic, which was mind-blowing to me at Summit, that coaches that get Success Club earn 25 times more than those who don't. And I hear so many times, well, Success Club's hard, no one's signing up. Go on YouTube. Like, I was on YouTube, and I think that's my next one, or one of them, being resourceful. YouTube, has everything. There's coaches who share every little detail on there. I used to watch YouTube videos for hours and hours. The whole business and coaches they're giving you their secret sauce. Just go on YouTube and be resourceful. The next was reach out to your top producers. I heard this at my first leadership retreat. Christine Dwyer said, she has the biggest organization, I think like over 100,000 coaches, probably more by now because that was 2 years ago, in her downline. And I thought, what the heck is she doing? And so I listened to every single word she said, and one thing that stood out to me was that she reaches out to her top producers, her top coaches in her downline. It doesn't even matter if they're her PS coaches, and she shows them love. She sends them messages. She has one-on-one calls with them. She does a spotlight with them. And so I started doing all of those things and making my leaders feel special. And right now I started a group that Jamie O'Rear is doing called Lifers. If you heard her call in here, she talks about it. So go back and watch that if that's something you're interested in. But I'm going to be mentoring all of my 2%ers, the people who show up every day, the people that are in this to win it. They have a strong why. I'm going to be mentoring them on a 4-week journey. So I'm excited about that. The next one is sharing the coaching opportunity. And this is something that also drives me crazy because a lot of coaches wonder why they're not attracting business builders. They're wondering why, no good coaches really are signing up besides discount coaches. And I can tell you right now, if I go to your timeline, it's kind of a gut check. What are you sharing? And the majority of the time, it's fitness posts. And I will be honest, not many people can relate to fitness posts. People can relate to you sharing your why, sharing your vision as to why you're doing this. That is what draws in the people who want more in their life, that have a bigger vision for their life also. Those are the people that are going to be your big business builders. So I went back and I asked my top leaders, what attracted you to this business? And they said, you always shared why you're doing this. You shared those deep, meaningful things, and that attracted me in. I knew I wanted more. You inspired me to want more in my life, not just fitness, because not many people can relate to fitness. You know, I know it's good to share we are consistent with our programs, but you have to share the coaching opportunity. It is vital. That's how we grow our team. That's how we grow our income, is sharing the coaching opportunity. So it's the vision and it's the why power. The next one, expanding your network. At this point, most of my Success Club, my average number is anywhere from 13 to 20. I went back and looked, and that's my average number, and all of those people are coming from my cold market at this point. So it's critically important that you're expanding your network from all different angles. It could be from free groups, from Facebook groups, from mutual friends, from a like page. I mean, it's all on YouTube. Go find different ways. If it's not working, you've got to tweak it, you've got to fix it. I said be resourceful. The next one, plan of action. So I plan out my month now at this point. So at the end of the month, I'm making a calendar, and I am just giving my coaches everything that is going to be happening on a silver platter. So, excuse me, there are groups happening, there's trainings, and I didn't do this in the beginning. Excuse me. And I just give everything to them, and I run everything for them, for the ones that are growing their business and still need help, that aren't top leaders. So I'm doing opportunity calls for them, I'm doing trainings for them, I'm putting them in my challenge groups, I'm doing free groups for them. So I'm helping them succeed. I'm taking the pressure off of them to run their own groups, and I just want them to be focusing on inviting their health and their fitness and sharing the coaching opportunity. The next one is connecting with my coaches. So I want to make sure that I'm doing one-on-one calls with my coaches, setting goals, holding them accountable, making sure they're connected to that why. And it's important that we have that connection as a team. The last one is personal development. And like I said, I wouldn't have been able to get through everything that I've been through on this journey if I didn't stay with personal development. I feel like that was one of the tips that every leader during this group has shared, is keeping your mind right. And it is really all about the mindset. You know, there's times where I wanted to give up. There's times where I thought maybe I wasn't cut out to do this. But clearly, God knew that this was where I was going. I felt like I was fighting it at times. But that is what kept my mind right during crazy, hard times. It's easy to give up and put this on the back burner when life is happening, I've realized. But if you have that clear focus why you're doing this, and that bigger vision, it's going to be a lot easier to get through those hard times. So you got to keep your eyes on the prize, have blinders on, don't compare, look around. It's so easy to do that, but if you keep your eyes focused on where you're going and that bullseye, you're going to go right towards it, and nothing that nothing that's happening on the sidelines is going to get in the way. So stay in faith. My faith has been a big part of this whole journey for me. It's not easy. You got to believe in your vision and believe in yourself. I think Dave Ward said it not too long ago. He said it takes two things in this business to be successful. And it was kind of mind-blowing to me, because it's so true. You have to believe that you can do it, and you have to have a strong why. And it won't work if both of those aren't on, because if you don't believe in yourself, you're not going to be able to get to your why. And if you don't have a strong why, but yet you believe in yourself, you're not going to know where to go. So you have to believe in the power of yourself, your vision, and have a really strong why. I hope this was helpful for you guys. I don't know how long it has been. I talk kind of fast. It's been 30 minutes. So if you guys have any questions, you can comment below and I'll answer them after this call. But basically, my rant for this call was just, no matter what comes your way, no matter what's happening in your life, you can make this work. I'm living proof that you can make this work, and so many other coaches are living proof that this can happen. It's just a choice, it's a decision that you have to make every single day. So I hope you guys have a wonderful Saturday. Bye.